mix up, nearly created a chance, and just as well ran and dived. If he didn't, he could have been in trouble. But he's done himself a nuisance, needs a new pair of gloves with that dive. A few concerns here for Nepal. Japan looking good for 150, 160 plus.
Yes, definitely. In the 10th over, they are 69 for 1. Still one ball remaining of the 10th over. Japan, apart from the start in the power play, they have really done well. They have watched the ball clearly. The plan is very nice. They're playing it late. They're not going for the shots.
He will get the single despite the speed of Irie, who'll field off his own bowling. It's a fantastic first half from Japan. So impressive last night. Biggest win in their cricketing history yesterday, and they are eyeing another big upset by taking the scalp of Nepal to add to Kuwait. Japan in a very good position at the halfway stage of this first innings, and Stuart Law is striding out with some purpose to his charges to talk to them during the drinks break. We'll have a break here too in the commentary box. Don't go anywhere too far. Japan are 70 for 1.
Energy 8. Energy भनेकै Red Bull. MIT, an internationally recognized degree in Bangladesh, Kathmandu. भाग्यले जहिले साथ देला या नदेला तर ई सेवा लाइफ केयरले दिनेछ.
Red Bull presents T20 World Cup qualifiers. नेपालको विश्वकप यात्रा powered by ज्ञान extra long range basmati rice.
लक्ष्य अनेक Energy 8. Energy भनेकै Red Bull.
Sunflower oil, मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद.
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला. यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह.
प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड. पञ्चकन्या स्टिल. Skyworth Home Appliances. Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine. यसमा भएको UV हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम, पानी, धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा. घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर. वर्षौं वर्ष.
Hotel booking अब e-सेवा बाटै. 2000 plus hotels all across Nepal. Hotels with the best rooms. Relax, retreat, rejuvenate. Hotels for everyone. Escape to a holiday without the hassle. अब hotel booking पनि e-सेवा बाटै.
Red Bull presents T20 World Cup qualifiers. नेपालको विश्वकप यात्रा powered by ज्ञान extra long range basmati rice.
लक्ष्य अनेक Energy 8. Energy भनेकै Red Bull.
Sunflower oil, मायाले बाँधेको स्वाद.
Now, an interesting move this one, and I think a really good one. We have not seen Gulshan Jah bowl a huge amount of late. Did watch him bowl after the win 2 days ago to Gyanendra Malla, the assistant coach, with a very watchful Stuart Law and Nick Pothas for about, I reckon he probably bowled for about 6 or 7 overs. And there was a lot of encouragement from both Law and Pothas and Gyanendra Malla, of course, but he hasn't bowled in any of the games since all the way back in the top end T20. But he's got a bit of pace and a bit of extra bounce because of his height. And you have to remember, the reason he's here in this team is he burst onto the scene as was it a 14 or 15-year-old who started to show the rarest of things in cricket in Nepal, which was pace and bounce. came up to Kathmandu without even a pair of bowling boots, and now is, well, one of the foremost players in the team, probably in the team as a batter who bowls occasionally, but he absolutely has the potential to be an out-and-out all-rounder. Pumped into the leg side. The form of Rahman, not just last night, but also making 50 in the warm-up game that came off just 31 balls against Samoa in a 5-wicket win. That is key because he hasn't got going yet. Fleming is the one driving the total. 160 plus on the cards here, Paresh.
It is. Definitely it is. If Nepal doesn't take one or two wickets quickly, they have to get rid of Fleming, who's batting very beautifully. 48 of 39.
Immediately just a bit of extra pace as Japan and the ropes are going to take on the second, and it's going to be 50. Well, a brilliant innings. He's going to have a bit of pain because the throw hits him as it comes in, but it's come off 40 deliveries, and you cannot help but argue he's deserved every bit of that. He was run out last night for 28th, but it's an 11th T20 International 50 to go alongside the 200s that he has. He's Japan's leading T20I run scorer, and he is very much putting Nepal to the sword and leaving the men from the Himalayas in trouble.
He must be very proud of himself, scoring a 50 against a top-ranked side, Nepal, who's played two T20 World Cups. Pulled away again behind square. There is a fielder there looking for two, but none on the other picks it up and throws the ball to the keeper. Now I can see Nepali fielders and the support staff a bit worried. the 5 balls that he bowled in that over. The only ball was a dot ball. The last ball, he bowled it fuller.
Pumped into the sky. Goes a long, long way up. Long on, comes around and holds on to the catch. Sandeep Jura. And Cammy gets really deserved.
Can't wait, won't wait. Sunfeast Dark Fantasy.
Around 170 odd runs in this innings. Sompal Kami has been very good with the ball. This is better. Right, attempting a block hole.
Great over. 2 singles and the wicket come from it. Yeah, real wild card this one. Listed at number 9. Some teams are good enough to give us an indication or an idea as to what batting order they will go with. It looks like they had 3 batters padded up, but they've decided to go with the man who's batted it well every.
नेपालमा सर्वाधिक रुचाइएको चाउचाउ गजबको पिरो बब्बाल पिरो छ
Can't wait, won't wait. Sunfeast Dark Fantasy.
MIT, an internationally recognized degree, Bagbazar, Kathmandu.
Maybe not quite sure. We'll have to wait to ask Kevin Fleming in the post-match. But they've gone with a big change. Gulshan Jat is going to bowl his second over. Change of ends for him. Rohit Patel clearly seeing that something that isn't assisting Nepal spinners as much as he would like in today's surface.
They actually see Lenny, they haven't bowled in the right areas. Only Dipender Singh Airi was able to bowl in the right areas, stump to stump, attacking the stumps. None of the spinners, apart from Dipendra. And even Gulshan Shah, he was on a shorter side in his first over.
Yeah, Rajbanshi's solitary over went for 13, Bertel's for 16, Lamachani has bowled 2 overs for 20. Irie, the only economical one alongside Sampal Kami, really. So Rohit Patel is having to adjust and adapt his bowling plans. He's probably thrown plan A, plan B and plan C out the window with how well Japan have gone, and he's just now rotating through what he feels is best for the very moment. Japan's so impressive, and their captain leading from the front, 60 not out. What can Takahashi do in support? Looks like he's been sent out to have a go.
That is what, he was listed as number 9 in the score sheet, but he's there at number 4.
Did bat 5 yesterday, and again that was kind of a promotion up the order late in the innings. Came in the 16th over, made 26 off 15, hit 3 sixes. So I suspect that's the rationale, but Sabarish Ravichandra made 39 off 29. Maybe the more likely option. Good change of pace. And chip straight to Rohit Patel, who takes a very good catch. Gulshan Jazz pumped up, giving it a big celebration. Not happy with the position that Nepal were in the game, and well, an inspired piece of captaincy. Not just the catch he took, but the bowling change to go with it. And again, it's Nepal's fans that are ebullient and delighted. Clever bowling, clear slower ball, and a crucial breakthrough.
Yes, it is, and like we were talking about, he was on a shorter side in his first over. He bowled an off cutter, fuller length. The batsman was deceived, even though he was playing on 60. Fleming has to depart. A very well compiled 60 of 46 deliveries. Very well played by Fleming.
Yeah, I thought Fleming was superb. And I just wonder how much of the momentum of this game is going to swing now and shift.
नेपाल टपको विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइप नेपाल टप सब ठिकठाक लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine यसमा रहेको UV hybrid टेक्नोलोजीले घाम पानी धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष
Nepal were in this game, Paresh. They needed that wicket ever so badly.
Yeah, they needed that. That was clever bowling and good captaincy by Rohit Paudel to bring back Gulshan Jai into the attack with a slower ball. Deceived Fleming completely and a very smart catch by the captain Rohit Paudel. 3 down for 99 Japan.
This time gets the length right again. It will now be Sabarish Ravichandran. Initially listed at 3, down at 4 yesterday. As he goes fuller, and on-pace delivery that beats the outside edge. That's got to be the length. It's not rocket science, bowl a good length.
Yeah, should be the length. The first over was all short balls. The last ball that he bowled in the first over, that was a dot ball. That was the length.
Great piece of captaincy though by Powell, because of all the options he had, Jha was maybe one of the more unlikely ones to turn back to. But he saw enough to think that it was the time to get his young all-rounder into the game. The 100 comes up here in the 14th over. Well, it's going to be a difficult final 6, isn't it, for Rohit Paudel to kind of plot and navigate his way through. Steered away. Should be a couple. Sampal Kami is quick, but he was quite fine, and he'll always get back for 2. 102 for 3 now, the score. And with the left-hander dismissed, 2 right-handers out there, where does Rohit Paudel turn next?
It can be Sandeep Lamichhane because he's bowled only 2 overs. Lalit has bowled only 1. It can be either Lalit or Sandeep.
There's even the wild card of the possibility of Kushal Malla having a bowl. He bowled a little bit in the warm-ups. But yeah, it's such a...
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
भाग्यले जहिले साथ देला या नदेला तर
It's 102 for 3. Can he do all run-out chance? Not going to be affected. Long on comes in well to back up Jura. Can he do what he did 2 days ago, which was bowl a pretty poor first 2 overs, go for 19, and then come back really strongly?
That is what he is looking to do. Excellently bowled. The pace of the ball is exactly the same what I wanted to see. Very slow in the air.
Just looks more comfortable, understandably, like all leg spinners are, bowling to 2 right-handers. It's the Achilles heel, it's the nemesis for most leggies. The left-hander. Oh, Googly got him. And it's almost deja vu. Lamichhane at it again. Expensive in his first 2 overs and comes back with a beauty. Not sure it was picked by Ravichandran, cuts him in half, and the top of the leg stump gets rocked back. Nepal are fighting back with a vengeance here. This is a remarkable turnaround.
It is. It was a googly ball pitching and going into the right hand and never picked up. Gave himself room. Missed it completely. Fleming and Rahman, they were able to read the googlies what Sandeep Lamachani was bowling. But Ravichandran didn't do it. He faced 5 balls, just a single for him.
नेपाल टपको विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइप नेपाल टप सब ठिकठाक
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला यति कार्पेट कार्पेटको शहंशाह
Almost 5:30. It's the best time to watch cricket.
Yeah, the kind of the timing of this match falls really well, doesn't it? Friday evening, I suspect there's a few enjoying maybe a hot lemon, ginger and honey somewhere in one of the cafes of Lalitpur or Bhaktapur or Kathmandu itself, or down to the Terai, down to Barawa, Birgunj, Nepal Gunj. Maybe they're enjoying something even a bit stronger on a Friday evening, and too right as Benjamin Ito Davis comes to the crease. He's in at number 6, slip in place. It's so nearly 2-2, which would have made it an absolute mirror image of 2 days ago. The inside edge saves Ito Davis. Great fight back from Nepal. At one point, real trouble, 97 for 1. They've turned this game on its head.
They have, and we were talking about Japan's batting. Nicely driven. I think he read the googly in that occasion. We were so glued to Japan's batting, we forgot to tell how good the wicket has played.
Yeah, I think the wicket has played well. And the pitch, we've come across one, I think, from when we were here 2 nights ago. There's good scores last night. That one is short and pulled away, but protection out there will keep it to just a single. Howdell's fielding often goes under the radar because of his even more illustrious colleagues, but he's very good in the field too. Great over from Lamachani, a wicket, and 2 runs come from it. 15 bowled, 104 for 4. Japan...
Extra long grain basmati rice को 20 kg को पैकेट को खरीदमा पाउनुहोस् क्याशब्याक तुरुन्तै आफ्नो हेल्थी वालेटमा
नेपालमा सर्वाधिक रुचाइएको चाउचाउ कच्चको पिरो बब्बाल पिरो छ
Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine. यसमा भएको UV हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम, पानी, धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा। घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष।
Of Fleming, who was playing on 60. It should be a fuller delivery, pace off.
Oh, he's got him, and Gulshan Jah has another. Inspired bowling changes, and he's back, the big man. Barely used with the ball over the last couple of months, and the fans are banging the stands here, getting right behind their team. Takahashi, the promotion up the order doesn't quite work. Not able to get those big sixes that he affected yesterday against Kuwait. He's cleaned up for 4.
Yeah, it was a short ball and he went away from the stumps. That is why he got that inside edge into the stumps. This is brilliant bowling by Gulshan Jah, mixing his length. The second over that he bowled was fuller length. This time around he recognized the batsman was going to the back foot. That is why he bowled a shorter one.
नेपाल टपको विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइप नेपाल टप सब ठिकठाक
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
भाग्यले जहिले साथ देला या नदेला तर ई सेवा लाइफ केयरले दिनेछ
Reese, number 8. Great names in this Japanese side. 7 of the 11 today with those double barrel names. Of the 15-player squad, 11 passport holders, 9 of them born in Japan. Almost the entire squad speaks Japanese as well. He's a attempts a rather audacious stroke, to say the least, from the first ball. Probably lucky he doesn't make any contact there.
Well, you can see that there are fine leg and third man in the boundary line. I don't know what he was trying to do. He was trying to hit that ball over the keeper's head.
Yeah, and you're spot on. Because deep third and fine leg are back, it doesn't feel like a natural stroke. Again, just maybe a prospect of that little bit of nerves and that position that Japan now find themselves in. Great fielding, great anticipation from Dipender Singh Airi. Nepal have twisted the knife here in an extraordinary manner. They've turned this game completely around. They were looking in huge trouble. Japan had all the momentum, and a combination of jazz support from Ramachani and Sampal Kami have got it back right under control for Nepal. Outstanding stuff.
No, actually they have not pressed the knife, but they have turned it as well, like what Das would used to say.
Another dot ball. So that was the former head coach of Nepal from Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
There's been an illustrious group of names, isn't there, involved as head coach in Nepal over the years?
Yes, there were. But in 1996, it was some Bhatnagar from India, and then 98 also Bhatnagar, I think. In 2000, Harun Rashid from Pakistan. 2001, Aftab Baluch from Pakistan, and since 2002, and in the Under 19 World Cup as well, Roy Das came in.
Outstanding bowling, and Japan's frustrations are growing. You can imagine the run worm has just plateaued completely, because remember, they lost the second wicket with the score on 97 in the 13th over. Since then, they've barely been able to find a run, and Nepal are turning this game around remarkably. In terms of the coaching and support staff for Japan, Dougal Bedingfield has been there in place for 11 years now, as not just the head coach of the national team, but he also works as the community cricket manager for Cricket Japan, based out of their headquarters in Sano. Alan Kerr, the team manager, also the COO of the organisation. Duncan Harrison is here as the assistant coach. Experience for him down with the women's Renegades, Melbourne Renegades down in Australia. It's another dot. It's a wicket maiden. Incredible. And Gulshan Jha deserves every bit of praise he's going to get. He is as impactful a cricketer as we're going to see in this tournament. He changed the game when Nepal were in quite a bit of trouble against Kuwait by hitting 20 off 5 balls before getting outs with 3 consecutive sixes. His first over went for 9. His next 2 he's taken 2 for 5, including that wicket maiden. He is...
Laksha Anek, Energy 8. Energy भनेकै Red Bull.
Just to round out the rest of the Japan support staff, we've got Devin Van Askeren, who's the physio from South Africa, was working as the S&C coach of the Dolphins, so he's experienced in professional franchise cricket, and also on this tour only does do a bit of consultancy generally with Cricket Japan. Lachlan Stevens, the former Queensland, Western Australia and Victoria coach, so they have a really good guiding hand with them, plenty of Australian exposure. And even if they don't end up winning this game, they're going to reassess tomorrow on the rest day and say, we're into the Super Sixes. We had Nepal on the ropes at one stage of this game. They can still win it. Absolutely, 130, 140 could be defended. But they're going to have so much to take and to look forward to into their final 4 Super Six matches.
Absolutely. It's a very good team. We could see how Fleming bats, how Rahman bats.
They might be a little reliant on, from the batting perspective, on a couple of players. That might be the only thing you would say could be the weakness going forward into the Super Six. As the Googlies tossed up it down the ground, Lamachani's very much hunting for wickets, as any good leg spinner always does here in his final over.
Yeah, leg spinners, they always look for wickets, hunt for wickets. That is why the great late Shane Warne was all about.
Every leg spinner was, even the terrible ones like me. Desperate for wickets, always. It's all you ever wanted. You knew you'd get hit for a few boundaries, you knew you'd bowl some bad balls, but you knew you'd have your moments too. He bowled that from about 23, 24 yards. I think he might have sensed Suzuki Macomb coming. Good bowling from Lamachani.
Yes, and it was an attempt at googly. He made it a Yorker length by himself, Suzuki. Now they have to get going.
Goes the googly again, and oh, that could have gone anywhere. Comes off the top edge. Will be fielded by Kami for a couple. Yeah, just to kind of further the point that Japan's probably their slight over-reliance on a few players. Rahman's very new to the team. He only made his T20I debut this year. He's one you would count upon, no doubt. But Kendall Kadawaki Fleming is the only batter with more than 1,000 T20I runs. Ravichandran not that far from him on 902. But they're the only two that have played a decent number of matches. As he comes down the track, it goes a mile into the sky. It will be a second for Lamachani. Takes on the googly. Lamachani will get two. He's fought back brilliantly. 2 overs done for 20. Becomes 4 overs, 2 for 25 as Japan slide further.
That's exactly like a replica of the first game. He was 19 of 2 overs in his first spell and came back and was on a hat-trick. Again, 20 of his 2 overs in his first spell, comes back with 2 wickets. A very good spell.
Probably would question the shot choice a little bit as well, Paresh, because, well, you look at it and you say it's the last delivery of Lamachani. You've got 5 wickets in hand. Can you just take a single? Or give yourself those last 3 overs to work with. Instead, the Suzuki Macomb, who really struggled out there, 1 off 9.
नेपाल टपको विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइ नेपाल टप सब ठिकठाक
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
अब होटल बुकिङ पनि यी सेवाबाटै
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला यति कार्पेट कार्पेटको शहंशाह
ज्ञान सोझी चामल खरिद गर्नुहोस् रु 2000 सम्मको क्यासब्याक पाउनु ज्ञान पाए ज्ञान नै रोज्ने नेपालमा सर्वाधिक रुचाइएको चाउचाउ कच्चको पिरो बब्बाल पिरो छ
Can't wait, won't wait. Something's dark fantasy.
Here's N. He was initially listed at number 6. Down at number 8 as Irene threatens and says, "Do not run one to me, the tiger."
He runs to the ball so fast. Even the batsman couldn't realize that he's already onto the ball.
It's even just his presence, isn't it? Like, very threatening in there. And
Talking about Sundeep Zora, he's one of the best outfielders in the Nepal team.
and I think something Nepal do really well is they get their... They have so many good fielders. They probably only have 1 or 2 to hide. But they get there's almost dedicated fielding positions, isn't there? Kushal Patel's always out at long on towards the death overs. Jora's at long off. Irie's always in the circle, prowling, finding those run-outs. Powdell's usually out at deep mid-wicket. Another leg cutter. And then, okay, you somewhat have to hide the likes of a Lalit Rajbanshi. So he'll probably be in there. Where is he at the moment? Maybe short third, is he? Sandeep Lamachani round the corner, fine leg. It's a very well-drilled fielding unit, and their fielding has actually made a difference here. The bowlers have come back and needed to come back hard, but the fielding again makes a difference.
The fielding in the second game against West Indies, I cannot forget that. Even Kushal Malla is a very good outfielder.
Deep third will tidy up. Haven't managed to get to any messages today, but if you do want to get in touch, you can use that hashtag T20 World Cup. Do get in touch, or you can send a direct message into me, Andrew Leonard, at Cricket Badge here on either Twitter or Instagram. Any questions for Paresh, let us know about them. Always love to hear where you're watching from. And as always, whenever you mention a couple of places in Nepal, you get all the messages from people saying, "Hold on, sir, you haven't mentioned Pokhara yet," or "I'm out in Sudar Prashim in the far west," or "I'm in Bharatnagar down in the east." Too many beautiful places to name in Nepal and the diaspora watching in too. Irie, straight at him. Japan immediately identified that and said, "We're not going to take on the one." Good fielding again. Swift work to his left.
And it was on his left, and he so quickly turned around and took the ball. That's incredible speed by ID.
Apparently there's 77 districts in Nepal. Do I need to name them all each game?
Do you know them all?
I reckon I know 20 or 30. And I'll recognise 40 or 50, but do a quiz tonight, Paresh, me and you. Irie, run out chance. Oh, no. It was nearly 3-2 games, and the side on replay is going to make for fascinating viewing. It was a run in desperation. It was to his left. He made the swift ground. Again, everything happened so quickly. Was this one out? Oh.
He's so accurate in his throws. 2 direct hits already in this tournament so far. He missed this one.
Cut away a long way behind square, and the diving stop is not implemented successfully. So Gulshan Jazz, remarkable spell of bowling. He claps his hands in frustration. Will end with a boundary as Rajbanshi unable to cut off the boundary in the deep, but it doesn't take away from the impact that he has had. 2 for 20 for him, and an outstanding comeback. But Japan have an important boundary with 2 overs to go. 115 for 6.
हरेक लक्ष्य को आफ्नै कथा हुन्छ जोशको उत्साहको मेहनतको लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
नेपाल टपको विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइ नेपाल टप सब ठिकठाक
Comes back into the attack to bowl his 4th and final. He's been good today too. And he starts into the block hole. Worked away for the single.
While these bowlers were warming up, they were warming up as if they were bowling Yorkers. That is what is required now in the death overs, the penultimate over of the innings.
Yeah, big final 11 balls. Nepal have had all the momentum. They've taken it all back away from Japan. Can they just find a few boundaries to finish with a flourish? If they can, I'm not saying they'll be favourites, but you never know. The pressure cooker environment that we're playing in, a reminder for a 3rd or 4th time, this is in essence a Super 6 clash. I know it's a Group B game, the final Group B game, but whoever wins this will start the Super 6 with 2 points. That's how big and how important this match is. Both are going to be there whatever the case. Kuwait are knocked out. But Nepal's fight back has been extraordinary. It's been exceptional. As poor as they were in phases of that first 12, 15 overs, the fight back has been remarkable.
Exceptional. When Fleming and Rahman were batting, they were milking the ball away so easily against Lamichane, against Gulshan Jazz, against Portel, against Ladit Rajbanshi.
Yeah, from 97 for 1, somehow Japan have... It hasn't really been that they've collapsed in a heap. It's been that they've just run into a side that has shifted gears and gone from playing quite averagely, bowling quite poorly, to bowling exceptionally well. There is that little bit of an over-reliance. I do feel that with this Japan lineup from a batting perspective on maybe 3 or 4 players. So someone, maybe Ben Ito Davis, can find a couple of boundaries just to take some momentum in. And that's going to help. Lamichane will have to run after that, but he won't be able to stop the second. Do you see 130 being close to being enough for Japan?
It will be not enough though, but they will have to bowl really well to restrict Nepal. Nepal, talking about Kushal Patel, is very good form. Gulshan Jazz, Asif Sheikh, he was not able to score runs in the first game. He is looking to get runs behind his belt.
Yeah, you've got 3 spinners, 3 seamers. As this one's plundered down the ground, and it's going to go all the way. A magnificent effort from Kushal Malla, who I think has got it cleanly with his one hand, but his momentum was always carrying it over the rope. And it is Benito Davis who finds the first boundary since, I believe, all the way back in, well, apart from the 4 in the last over, all the way back in the 12th over. So Cammy's figures a bit like the way in which Jazz figures are ruined a touch by their final deliveries of spells, both going for this.
ज्ञान एक्स्ट्रा लङ ग्रेन बासमती राइसको 20 केजीको प्याकेटको खरिदमा पाउनुहोस् क्यासब्याक तुरुन्तै आफ्नो हेल्थी वालेटमा।
नेपालमा सर्वाधिक रुचाइएको चाउचाउ कच्चपको पिरो बब्बाल पिरो छ।
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल।
ज्ञान सोल्टी चामल खरिद गर्नुहोस् रु 2000 सम्मको क्यासब्याक पाउनुहोस्। ज्ञान पाए ज्ञान नै रोज्ने।
From the media centre end here. Going to think of a second. It's going to be a risky one. Powdle gets the throw in cleanly and given. It's another run out. I just wonder, would Benito Davis have been better keeping the strike? He's just hit that big 6. Why did they look for the second? Nepal dealing in run-outs again. And it's Rohit Powdle who's taken a catch, adds a run-out to his tally. The perfect throw. Good glove work from Asif Sheikh. And it was always going to be a struggle.
It's Davis that who called for the second run, and Thomas ran in. It was an excellent fielding effort by the captain, Rohit, to get around the ball, and the throw was very accurate.
And it wasn't just accurate, Paresh, but it was...
नेपाल टॉप को विकल्प छैन। आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइ नेपाल टॉप सब ठिकठाक।
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल। पिउने पानी भण्डारणको लागि सबैभन्दा उपयुक्त स्टेनलेस स्टिल वाटर ट्याङ्क पञ्चकन्या एसएस ट्याङ्क 10 वर्षदेखि गुणस्तरीय सेवामा समर्पित।
Quite a bit for the senior team despite his tender years, and he'll have, well, a difficult task. He was initially listed at 7. They've really juggled their batting order. Japan, he's in down at number 9, and he'll have one role only, really, I would imagine. Get a single, get Ito Davis onto strike, and see can Ito Davis find a few boundaries. Worst possible result for Japan. Dot ball, good pace from Yadav. Looks more comfortable with the older ball.
This is good bowling by Nandan Yadav, bowling it back of the length into the pitch with seam-up delivery, not a cutter. I've seen Charlie when he was playing under 19 Asia Cup. A very good cricketer. It's very funny that they are in the East Asia Pacific but playing under 19 Asia Cup.
Yep. That will be a wide outside the off stump. Maybe the best of both worlds they're getting. Just wonder would Ito Davis have been tempted to run through there and try get on strike. If he went immediately. Some of the backing up and the running between the wickets has been a bit poor from Japan. As Mukul not happy with where, I think it's where Nandan Yadav is following through, so that may be a warning. It's just going straight down the pitch, Paresh.
Yeah, he has to get on his left in his follow through. I think he's going through the pitch.
Changing the field, the deep mid wicket Irie will go out and long off will come up into the circle. 4 balls left. Oh, good cutter. He's got excellent death bowling skills, doesn't he? Surely Ito Davis has to risk running the bye here to get on strike.
He has to. He has 17 of 11. He's already hit a 6 against Sompal Kami. Charlie needs to get the bat on ball and just run. Give the strike to Ito Davis.
Yeah, cricket back at the Asian Games again next year. That'll be hosted in Japan, in Nagoya. Be a really good bonus and boost for Japanese cricket. We saw it in China last time. As it's another play and a miss, and I don't think they should run the second here, even though Ito Davis kind of offers it to the youngster. They'll end up running the bye. Asif Sheikh may be the first mistake in his copybook with the gloves today. He's been good and strong as always with his glove work, but they will get the bye, and it means Ito Davis I think he should just be looking at 2s, 4s, or 6s for these 2 balls. Could get Japan up to one. I'll tell you, they'll take 139, given the fight back from Nepal.
Yeah, they will. They were 90 odd for 1. The second wicket went down on the 90s for Japan. They were around 7.5 runs per over. Two balls remain. It's going to be Ito Davies who's going to take the strike.
Then the leg side, just that radar today from Nandan Yadav has been a bit off. Leg cutter gives another wide, gets Japan up to 130. 6 and a 4 would get them to 140.
Yeah, that was attempted leg cutter. He hasn't bowled on the right line and length throughout this innings. He's been a big mixed bag, either side of the wicket, either to a left-hander or a right-hander. Just need to do the basics. He's a very smart bowler, very good bowler.
2 balls left, 130 to score.
It was a smart catch by Sandeep Lamichhane going behind in the 30th circle.
नेपाल टॉप को विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइप नेपाल टॉप सब ठिकठाक
लक्ष्य अनि energy.
Taking on Samoa. Here comes Shirai Patmore, who can't get any contact, and again Asif Sheikh unable to glove it cleanly. They will run through for what should be a bye. A lot of extras in that final over. There was only one off the bat, which was the run out to start with, as Japan are going to have to be content with 131 for 8. A really quite brilliant, exceptional fight back from Nepal, who were in such trouble. 97 for 1 they were, when Kendall Kadawaki Fleming and Isham Rahman were going so well, but the big wickets came. Gulshan Jha and Sampal Kami I thought were exceptional. Lamichhane then got into the game as well. Nandan Yadav closed things out well, and yet again Nepal's fielding has proved a real point of difference. That run out for Dipender Singh Ari, so impressive. So too was the one from Rohit Paudel. But really the problem for Japan, just those